Hello, welcome to Wednesday night chat with the dudes. I'm running behind schedule. Pardon me. Let me see if I can get things set up here. Just finished a late dinner. Let me see. I ate way too much food. That's for certain. Um, and my wife is actually getting me a coffee right now. She ran out and she said that don't make your coffee. I'm gonna get you a Starbucks. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. I will not make my coffee. We tried to go see Aquaman today, but we failed because it was sold out. The only downside to us down here, the movie theater that we love to go to, I may have mentioned this a few times. For some reason, I don't see the chat box, so hopefully everything is working. Well, I can tell you, my our favorite movie theater down here is $6 every day, every show. And it's also stadium seat with the big leather chair, recliners, all of that. So the number of seats are limited. It's definitely can seat less than half of what it used to. It used to be a regular theater, and they changed it. They renovated and switch it over from regular stadium seats into the fancy leather chair recliner with fancy food. But they kept the price the same. That's the shocker. I cannot believe that I still can go see a movie for $6. But because of the new setup, where only less than half of the people can attend any shows, tickets are sold out very fast. And the reality is a lot of time we had to buy the tickets online early and pick the seats and pay the extra dollar, which is not a bad thing. You know, heck, if the cost is $7 instead of some reason I don't see the chat appearing. So as I'm talking, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong on the technical end on my channel. Hopefully the sound came out okay. One of the issue that I have had recently in the past 3 weeks, from what people told me, is that the sound has been really inconsistent. So I had played around the last couple of days to make sure that my sound came across well. So hopefully I changed the setup so the mic is right here. And I think that's part of the problem. Oh my God, Scott Farr with the super chat of $4.99. Yaxa, thank you, sir. Yes, the number of seats are awesome. We don't have to go to the movie theater early anymore. No need to worry about getting there and get good seats. We pick it like it's worth it. You know, the ticket costs $6. It's worth it to pay $1 more per ticket to pick out the seats a few days ahead of schedule. We should have done that today. For some reason, we were out and about doing things. We're just like, oh, we'll just stop by the movie theater and see. And boy, we were wrong. It was sold out for the entire day. So we bought ticket for Friday afternoon. So hopefully we will do a review Friday afternoon after we get to see the movie and let you guys know. So yes, Ray, RB3, Brian, Captain Crunch, Arkham Knight is here. Same thing with Scott Farr. So I can't tell you if the movie is good or not. I will do my review. I hope it's okay. I hope it's fun. That's my expectation. I'm sure there'll be some nonsense. But overall, that's my hope, is that it will be fun. Okay, that's the key word that I hope to get out of the movie. Anyhow, I hope everybody had a good Christmas. Seemed like this was a fairly good Christmas weather-wise, right? I did not recall seeing any major storm or cold spell up in the north area. So it must be good. It must be good to have a Christmas where, you know, for the most part of the country, we did not have any kind of crazy winter storm with delay the flights. You know how the typical Christmas goes. You know, you see all these clips on the news, thousands of people stranded at airport because of the big major storm somewhere. But I think this might be one of those Christmas where we did not have any such delay, at least for travelers. So it's been a good winter, I guess. Other than that, what the year is winding down, and I'm hoping, I haven't seen that many yet. I'm hoping that other people in the comic book community, 45 degrees in Maine. That's a heat wave. That's a heat wave in December, that's for sure. Yeah, my family is in Boston, and nobody was complaining. Usually, we get the when we call them up for Christmas, they will complain about it's snowy, it's cold, all this stuff. But there was no complaint this year. Global warming is coming. Well, back to comic books. I hope to see, now that we're winding down 2018. I have seen a lot of videos on people's favorite purchase for the year, which is fun to watch. It's always nice to see a recap of all the things that people bought and what they were most happy about. And I guess coming up next would be, I would love to see, I'm waiting to see a lot of videos on what are on people wish lists for 2019. Okay, so that's the next thing I like to see. As far as people joining me tonight, I don't think, well, I think Anthony might join me late. He mentioned that he has to take care of little James. I'm just sending him the link right now because he said that he might be able to make it after 7:30 for a little bit. So he might be on in the second half of the show. I don't think Dr. Bonchilla will make it. I sent the invitation to Patrick regardless. He didn't say anything last week. Patrick has his kids, his three kids back from college this past week, so maybe they out eating, doing things. Hello, Yickety Yackety. Captain Crunch said it is 59 degrees in Southern California. It is actually quite nice in Florida right now. I would say it is same thing in California. I think it's like mid to upper 50s right now in Sarasota. Today, neither the heat or the AC kick in. The past 2 days, we didn't have to deal with the heat or the AC because the temperature is 67, 68-ish inside the house and in the mid 50s, low 60 outside. Wonderful weather. No complaint here. I joke all the time with people that, hey, if the weather is like this all the time in Florida, Florida would be just as popular as California. Real estate here would be super expensive. People would not be complaining about the humidity, all that stuff. They wouldn't care about the hurricane. People would be flocking to Florida if this is the kind of weather we have year round without humidity, right? But luck has it, we have humidities and hurricane. So for the most part, it keeps a lot of money away from Florida. Not enough. I'm sure the people that live here would rather have even less people move to Florida so that it's not as crowded. I consider myself fairly new to Florida. Okay, I moved here in 2004. My wife had been down here since 1997, but there are quite a few people that we met over the years that have lived here all their life. They're like born and raised here 50 years. I'm like, wow, That's a rarity for a small town, because it seems like everybody is from somewhere else. At least in Sarasota, it seems so common to bump into people from every state. My neighbor 3 doors down moved here from Connecticut. The people across the street moved here 5 years ago from Massachusetts. Yes, appreciate it, Scott, for the donation, for the super chat. It's only the second time, believe it or not, for all the time that I have the chat, this is only a second time somebody give me a super chat. So much appreciate. That will pay for the fancy coffee my wife just bought me. It should be coming home soon. I'm thirsty. Yes, so I made the video for wish list for 2019. I certainly hope to see other people. I'm curious to see what's on other people's lists for 2019. Let's see what they have. You know, I as far as comic books related, I think 2019 is going to be a good year for buyer. Okay, if you are in the market to buy books, I think you will likely get books at a better price, lower price than most people paid for this year. Hello, Perez. I think prices for many books will likely be softer in 2019 should the financial market continue to have problems as we have had in the past few weeks. Okay, I have been talking about this in my Sunday chat for quite some time, so it should not be a secret that we are going through some difficult time in the financial market. We can only hope that it is temporary, because the longer the problem that we have with the financial market, the more that will bleeds into the economy and how corporate behave. Okay, the last thing you want to do is have corporation tighten up on how they spend money, how they pay employees, and start to lay off people. Okay, that's the thing that I'm watching very closely. Is you don't want to see that, because when that happens, when you see layoff start to hit the airwave on a daily basis, for those that remember what 2008 and 2009 sound like, seem like every day, every week, you hear some big company is planning to lay off 10,000 people, 15,000 people, 5,000 people. You hear that on a weekly basis. That's not a good thing. Okay, that's when you see things fall apart faster. Okay, so pay attention to those kind of news. As long as people have jobs, things will be okay. Price will be soft because people will naturally be more cautious with their money, and they will hold back on buying or bidding up things. But then they won't be blowing out things like panic selling. So I don't think we have to worry about that yet, unless we have massive wave of layoff. Okay, that's going to be what can cause the bigger downdraft in this market, in my opinion, than the bad stock market. The bad stock market would prevent big players to bid up on crazy books, on big 4, 5, 6 figures book. That's where I think the stock market had the most impact. I think the stock market had more impact on the higher end, higher value book than the low end. The stock market has very little impact on new pull lists or the cheap stuff that people buy. Those impact more when the layoff happen. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm sure some people may disagree. It's with many things in life. I don't know everything. Many things I'm talking about are just my own observations of what I have seen in years and decades past. Okay, so it's just an observation. I can't say for sure what will happen, but we all will keep an eye on what's going on with the market. Aiden, question here. What do you think about Orange is the New Black? I watched the show. I have not watched the latest season. I have fallen behind. The first season, I watched it like right away. I binged through the first season. I enjoyed that a lot. The second season, I also enjoyed, but not as much. The recent new season, I have not watched one episode. So I'm guilty of not follow up with that series because I kind of lost interest, as well as there are just too many good shows on TV. Oh, I heard my wife. Can you give me a second? Let me go get my coffee because I am posh. I'm posh. I'm back. I'm back. Have they announced a launch date for Punisher season 2? Are you looking forward to it? Absolutely. I am excited for Punisher season 2. Punisher season 1 is up there as my favorite. You know, when it comes down to Netflix and Marvel show, I will put Daredevil season 1, 2, and The Punisher. Those 3 seasons to me are the best of Marvel Netflix show. So absolutely, I am bummed that we will not see season 4 of Daredevil because I enjoyed the show. I did not enjoy season 3 as much as many people. I liked it. I liked it enough that I still want to see a season 4, but we're not going to get it. As far as Punisher, absolutely, I love to see season 2. I think most people already speculate that when season 2 is launched, Netflix will throw out the "we cancel Punisher," just like they did with all the other Marvel show. They launch it and then shortly, within days, not even a week or two, they throw out the "we cancel the show." Much.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Hear you, Anthony.
What's that?
Seem like
Can you hear me?
I have a problem hearing Anthony. This is one of the most bizarre situation I have ever since I got this fancy mic.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
With my audio. So Anthony, hang in there. Let me put on my earphone.
Sure.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I honestly don't understand what the heck is going on. Well, everybody, say hi to Anthony.
Hey, everyone. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. Hey, everyone.
All right.
Hopefully, everyone can hear me.
Let's see if I can hear Anthony now. Yep, I can hear Anthony. Isn't that bizarre?
Hey, everyone.
All right.
Yeah. Hopefully, everyone can hear me.
Let's see if I can hear Anthony now.
It was replaying my voice. It was replaying what I just said.
Anthony.
Oddly.
Okay. Isn't that bizarre?
Hey, everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now? No echo.
Yes. Yeah, that was a little strange.
Yeah, that was strange. But hey, it's here. So Anthony's here. Maurice is here. Kevin is Scott Ford gave me a super chat, so I'm rich.
Oh wow!
Pay for my fancy Starbucks coffee for the day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So did you see Aquaman? Did you see Aquaman today?
No, we planned to see it, and I thought the wife bought tickets ahead of time, but she did not. So we show up, and well, We show up to buy tickets, and it was all sold out for the entire day.
Yeah, that was yesterday, right?
That was yesterday, correct?
Yeah.
So we bought ticket for Friday afternoon.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. You told me that.
It will be Friday at 12 o'clock. So we will have lunch, and we will go to the movie theater, eat a slice of pizza next door. Next door is a decent pizza place.
Okay, I was about to say, is the pizza good?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Okay, cool.
I would put it in my top 5 pizza place in Sarasota.
Okay,
and it's everywhere. Every corner there's a pizza place. But I put it as my top 5, so I liked it. I would put it as top 3 actually.
Oh, good, very nice.
So we probably go for a slice of pizza, and this slice they're like New York style pizza where the slices are really big.
Yeah.
It's New York style because big slice. You can fold it and all that stuff. So I love those New York style pizza. Anthony Lowney is here. Stephen Oat is here. What about Luke Cage? I was not a fan of Luke Cage. I made my review very. I panned Luke Cage season 1. I liked the first half, but after Cottonmouth, spoiler. Okay, this is spoilers. After Cottonmouth died, the second half of season 1 was not very good, and then Luke Cage season 2, I did not like that much at all. So when they announced that they canceled Luke Cage, I was not sad at all. Speaking, before you came on, Anthony, I was talking about how I look forward to see people wish list for 2019.
Mine's coming out. I already made it. It's coming out on Saturday.
Okay, so there you go, people. Check out Anthony's channel for his wish list of 2019. I look forward to see everybody wish list to see what they are looking for.
Yeah. I mean, the first few on my, like I go from 10 to 1, and the last 3 are just like, I'd like to get them that, in 2019. Yeah. Whether I get them, that's a different story.
Detective 27 and Action 1 and Batman 1.
The Detective 27 is number 3 on the list.
Captain America 1, and then
actually, Sleepwalker number 1 is number 1. Action number 1 is number 2. So I'm looking to get like a little. Let me show you. This much of Action 1. That should cost me maybe about $4,000. I'm hoping to get Superman's leg.
Dave 0126 asked if I have seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Dave, I have seen it twice.
Oh,
that's how much I like the movie. I did a review. If you haven't seen my review, I did a review. I liked it. I saw it the first weekend it came out because I found out that my son and wife is gonna be too busy to join me, and I was too excited. I was just like, I had nothing to do. I'm gonna go see the damn movie. Or I can go Christmas shopping. Hell no to Christmas shopping. I'd rather go see the movie. And then I love it. So when my wife and son was able to see it a couple days ago, I went to see it again. As I mentioned, my movie ticket only cost $6. It's not a big deal. It costs less than a Frappuccino at Starbucks.
Very true.
So I went to see it again, and that's why when I talk to people about like a movie, going to see a movie, or not want to see something twice, it's not about I don't want to waste money. For me, it's more like, do I want to waste 2 hours?
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
because I'm definitely lucky. I don't think most people around the country can go see a movie for $6.
No, I certainly can't. It's up here. It's pretty expensive to go see a movie.
Yep.
It's probably anywhere.
Scott Frost said, I sent you a couple of photos of Lois Lane 70. Yes, I did see that, Scott. I did not have a chance to reply to your email, but I did see it. Beautiful book.
Speaking of beautiful.
Yeah.
Friggin' look at this.
Let me see.
John, man, my God, I've been looking this thing. Oh.
There you go. Let me put you on the spotlight. Gift from John. Look at that.
John. I mean, like the thing is like I can't find anything wrong with it.
9.2.
This thing is, it's a blazer. I mean, the colors on this are just unreal. Yeah, so like my reaction, the original reaction, and the recreated reaction, were quite, it's very, very impressed.
But hey, at least we got to see little Reaper going, oh shit, oh shit.
Yes, he was. You should have heard him. You should have heard him in the car today. And I went to the food store, and he was even saying the F word. I'm like, where'd you learn that? I was like, that's the last time you're watching one of Nick's chats.
I can't take the blame for that one.
No, you can't. No, it would probably be my wife, actually.
I had to say I am a lucky man because my son, who is around me all the time, he heard the worst of the worst, and I'm shocked and stunned that he does not cuss.
Yeah.
I mean, my son hear me scream and yell in the car with other driver or on the phone with client. It's just awful. And I told him all the time, I'm not proud of that. Okay, just because I'm saying it and yelling and screaming with these horrible words, I don't like it. But sometimes I need to vent.
No, I mean, Little Reaper. I told him yesterday many times, even on camera. No, James, no, James. I said, Daddy, use the bad word. He's like, oh, use bad word. He said, goddamn, bad word, shit, bad word.
Oh, your parenting skills is at the crossroad, my son.
Yeah, I'm gonna win Father of the Year too.
Oh my goodness.
Never mind comic book awards. I'm gonna win Father of the Year.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at chat room here. Yes, that Lois Lane 70 is a beautiful book. I have a copy, but mine have a slight sun shadow on the front cover. But other than that, it's a pretty nice copy, and I'm pretty sure I paid more than I should. Okay, I'm pretty sure Scott Farr got that copy for less than what I paid for mine. But I overpaid for that book. And I talk about this a few times here and there. Sometimes I overpay for something to maintain the relationship. I have two dealers, close friends. I'm not using the word friends. I have two close dealers that I bought a ton of things over the past many years. They always try to bring me like the latest collection, right? If someone go into their store and sell them a collection, I'm like the first person they would contact. So I always get first dip on just about every collection that went through their door over the past many years. So when they offer me something, it's rare that I say no. Even if I think it's overpriced, but it's like maybe 1 out of 10 books that would happen. And many other books that they offer me, I would, literally can double my money. So it's just one of those relationships where I'm like, sometimes it's okay to take a bullet instead of like by sticking my nose up and say, oh, are you crazy? You want that much for that book?
Oh yeah, you talked about that previous in other videos and chats. Like sometimes you just do that to keep the relationship going, and it pays out.
Yeah,
in the end.
I mean, this is the same dealer that I got. I bought a ton of stuff. My God! But one of the best things he sold me last year was Spider-Man First Punishers 129. I got like a 9.4 copy for like $1,200. That's a $2,400 books. So I'm just like, so if I pay $50 too much for Lois Lane 70, I'm okay with that. So yeah, it's my best advice to anyone is that I know it is human nature to want to haggle. Okay, it is, but I can tell you, I'm Asian. It's in my blood to haggle. But I can also tell you, with this dealer, I rarely will overstep my line because I know, hey, this guy has given me so much over the many years. It's okay to not haggle sometime.
Yeah.
He offers something, just buy it. And then next week he might offer something at half the price. So just do it.
Yeah, I've made that mistake before where it's like, oh, like, when you do on eBay, make offer and stuff like that, when the price is already pretty good, I catch myself saying, oh, just buy it. It's good at that price. There's no reason for you to be waiting around just to get him to go X amount of dollars lower. It's no big deal. It's just worth it for X amount of reasons.
Yeah, it is. It's a lesson I repeat all the time to many people. It's just like when you buy a house. I have friends that would like, oh, I put an offer on this house and they counter $5,000 more. What should I do? I'm like, are you willing to walk away from the house you call your dream house for $5,000 when you're talking about $400,000? The difference is so minimal. At that point, just do it. Okay.
Yeah, I have a story about that. Somebody I know was looking for a Crime Patrol 15, right? And one sold recently on eBay for $3,000. A 5.0 sold for $3,000, but he had it listed for $3,300 best offer, and the guy offered him $3,000 for it. And the guy originally said, "No, I'll sell it to you for like $3,200." And he refused. But then he wound up selling it for $3,000 to somebody else. And the guy was upset. And I'm saying to myself, you're already up at $3,000. Is it going to hurt you to go up another $200? And you would have the book, a nice 5.0. It made no sense.
Yeah, there's point to haggle, and then there's time not to haggle. I mean, Robert Roskowski disagreed in the chat room because he said that he will aggressively haggle or walk away. Better yet, I will tell you, walk away from me. I don't haggle. Ask anyone that buy books from me. You get one chance. You have one chance, or you can fuck up and lose a deal. I hate to haggle, especially with comic books. I will be honest. I haggle a lot with many things, buying a car or whatever. But when it comes down to comic books, when people haggle me for a $20 book down to like 10, I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't have time to haggle to save $1 or $2. Get out of here.
It's like I listen to Patrick and Mike. Some of the experiences that they go through when it comes to people haggling, and some of the things that people say to them is just like unbelievably stupid. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know how you have the patience. I tell Mike and Patrick, all the time, I don't know how the hell you have patience to deal with this shit.
Hard. For some reason, when it comes down to comic book, I have a real hard time haggle or dealing with haggler.
Yeah,
because, it's like I want to buy a book recently, and a dealer told me, "Oh, I make an offer, a reasonable one." And he said, I am supposed to get this much for this book. I'm like, supposed to get based on what? Supposed to get. I'm like, he's like, I supposed to get this because that's what overstreet price guys say. I'm like, huh? What rock have you been living under? Who is selling things based strictly on overstreet? Especially on a nothing big keys. It's like I'm like, are you out of your mind? I'm supposed to get this. No, but so I have no problem haggling with buying a car, or selling my house, or selling a car. I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes down to comic books, I told Patrick many times, because Patrick is a big time haggler. He like to go back and forth. And I told Patrick, with me, whether I am buying something or someone's buying from me, there's one chance. You can make an offer, I can counter. If that's not good enough, it's bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't counter, I don't re-counter, I don't.
Yeah.
Same thing with best offer on eBay. When somebody have a best offer on eBay, it's very rare that I make a second offer. My first offer is a reasonable offer. It's not a low ball. I'm not offering $100 on $1,000 book. I'm not offer like 800 or 850 on $1,000 book or whatever it is, but it's my one and only. And now if the seller counter my $800 offer with like say 850, I'd be stupid to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm not gonna go back. How about 825?
Yeah, I mean, like, you're already willing to go 800. What's another $50?
I had a guy that tried to buy a book from me through Bob Storm.
Okay.
And he countered 5 times in a row at a $25 increment on a $3,000 book. And I'm just like, so I blocked him. I literally like said, after the 3rd time I got so I rated because I'm just like, listen, your offer was like, I think my asking price was like say 3,000, hypothetically speaking. Okay, it's like 3,000, and he offered like 2,500. And I counted like 2,800, okay? And he go up 25. I'm like, no. And then a few seconds later, 2,550. No. And then a few seconds later, 2,575. I'm just like, no. And then, so true story. So this is what I did. I went back into Bob Storm website and I raised my price to 3,200.
I had one recently. I'm selling something. Guy sends me an email, and we've talked about this before on the show. What's the lowest you're willing to accept for this? And I'm like saying to myself, why would I tell you?
Yeah.
So you could offer me lower?
How low can you go, bro?
Not low at all.
So here's the story. Okay, so I went back to Bob's website, logged in, and raised my price to 3,200. The guy actually called Bob up and complained. He called Bob up and said, "Listen, whoever it is that consigned that book is a jerk because he just raised the price. That's unethical, this and that." So Bob called me up.
You called you a jerk?
Oh, what? You shouldn't do that to my customer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Bob Storm did that. You tell me, that's bad business. I'm just like, do you know what your customer was doing? So I explained to Bob the $25 increment. And Bob said, oh, if that was me, I would have blocked him too.
He's like, oh, wait, sorry. My bad, Nick.
Like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that. The guy's an asshole. So guess what? So Bob's like, so how low are you willing to go to let this guy buy the book? I'm like, back to my full asking price of 3,000. If he was such an a-hole, I would have, he could have bought it for 2,800. But because he was doing a $25 increment and then had the gall to call you and complain, my price now is 3,000 firm. Take it or leave it. And he paid 3,000 and walk away whining. So no, that's how I am with haggling with books. I really, but that's one reason why I consign most of my books now, because I realize that I just don't have the personality to deal with the haggling. Okay, so I don't blame people that like to haggle. It's human nature. I said this before. It's human nature to want to haggle. It's just that I'm just not very good at doing that with comic books, regardless if I'm the buyer or seller. So, but that's me. So I wanted to see your list. My list was very good.
Yeah, I know. I try to change it up a little bit instead of me, because last year I screwed it up so much when I was sliding it down. You could see numbers 6, 7, and 8 on a slant before. I just uploaded all the, I put the pictures of the comic covers in instead of me doing the slide thing and all that stuff. So I tried to change it up a little bit this year, being a little more sophisticated with my technology. But yeah, it's a pretty cool list. Like I said, the first few, or like the last few, I should say, the way you see them, I go backwards from 10 to 1. They're kind of pricey. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them, but you never know. But
you never know. That's the key. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Didn't think I was going to have Amazing Fantasy 15. If you asked me that last year this time, like, yo, you're going to have Amazing Fantasy 15 in a couple months. I'm like, what? You kidding?
Robert said that he's going to go to his XRP channel soon. Need to catch up on my crypto news in light of the fake market surge of 1,000 point. Yes, Robert, I took the opportunity today to cash out on some profit in the market. When I saw that 1,000 point surge, I'm just like, cha-ching, cha-ching. It pays to buy on the madness fear before Christmas, and now cash out on some gain, enough money to go to a steak dinner. Yeah.
You have your eye on any particular book? I mean, you don't have to tell me what the book is, but you have your eye on something, Nick?
Not really.
Yeah, nothing in the works?
Yes, yickety yakety. That's why. And I think the pension fund rebalancing is not going to be over until this week is over. So I think the drift up is going to drift higher between tomorrow and Friday. So I plan to sell some more tomorrow and some more Friday should the market drift another 1, 2, or 3% higher. Yeah. But that's my plan right now. That's my playbook. I emailed a couple people earlier today, said that I sold a little bit for profit today, and I think the market direction for now, just for now, for the next 48 hours will be up, and I will be cashing out. Back to your question, Anthony. I don't really have anything. I did get a bulk of that Golden Age collection.
Yeah.
It's not a collection. You're talking a dozen books. It's not a lot.
But I bet you they're all sweet.
Yes, that came in, and my plan is to trickle out those covers in bits and pieces for the entire next year. Okay. I'm not gonna do one video and say, hey, look at all of these covers, yay, done. Since I don't have that many books that I buy, some of the books will make an appearance here and there over the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. I figure I would show maybe 1 or 2 books per haul.
Yeah.
And I did basically 5 haul videos last year. So I figure I would do the same, 4 to 5.
Yeah, I usually do about 6.
Yeah, I do basically 4 a quarter, excluding the CGC haul that I bring back from CGC. I don't count those. But I did like 5 regular comic book haul last year, so I probably do the same. And I would probably put in 1 or 2 of those books in the haul.
Yeah.
And then I will pepper them out.
I have one more Tales from the Crypt Vault of Horror episode to make.
The one
that comes out
today.
Next week.
I saw the one today. I forgot how beautiful Joan Collins was. She is a beautiful, beautiful woman. Not a great actress, but by any means.
No.
I think that's why basically her biggest role ever in her whole lifetime was Dynasty, right? That TV show.
Yeah. Yes.
But she's beautiful. Oh my God, she had that striking beauty that if she walked down the hallway anywhere, every man would froze, be like. She got that brunette like Sophia Loren, Rockaway, and just stunning, beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a fun episode to do, and I was even thinking about doing the HBO version of it, but I was like, let's stick to the movie set. We can always do that again some other time. But yeah, I got one more to do, Drawn and Quartered.
Yep. Yes, Robert, talk about Joan Collins in Star Trek.
Yes, that's right.
She was even younger. She was younger, right? In Star Trek?
Yes, she was about maybe 7 years younger, I want to say. 5, 6.
Yeah, she was a stunner. She's one of those classic
that's right. I forgot about that.
Hollywood beauty that, I'm just like, damn, I wish she made more movies, because the thing is, I don't think she's a bad actress. I just think that, for some reason, for many reasons, she didn't make it to many big screen because, when it comes down to like Sophia Loren or Rocco Welch, they're not awesome actors either. But they made a whole lot more movies than
Oh
Joan.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
Definitely.
she's gorgeous, no doubt. There is not one red blood heterosexual man that would say she's not beautiful. You might prefer blonde, but want to look at Joan Collins and you're like, woohoo!
Go brunette. Yeah, but that was a fun episode to do. Yeah. So was Midnight Mess. That was one of my personal favorites.
Yeah. Scott Farr said that she was even amazing in Grumpy Old Man Sophia. Yes, even.
Yeah, she was.
Grumpy Old Man Sophia was in her 50s or late 50s. She's still alive. I think she's like 80.
Oh, she's still alive. She
was in her 50s because Grumpy Old Man came out in the 80s.
She was. She was still a looker. She was still a good looker. She was still very good looking.
Sophia is no doubt. She aged very well. Very well. So.
Did you ever see? It was an HBO movie. You take that for what it's worth, but it was The Life of Peter Sellers or whatever it was. You ever see that? It's basically like a true story account of Peter Sellers, his rise to fame and eventually his fall. Anyway, he had this enormous crush on Sophia Loren because he was in this movie with her and he was ready to leave his wife for her and all that stuff. And when he goes to talk to her about this, she has no idea what he's talking about. And the movie's presented. It's played by, what's that actor that was in the Pirates of the Caribbean? Played this character Barbarossa. He was in The King's Speech.
I know what you're talking about.
He played Peter Sellers, and he played him really well. And the whole movie was
Colin Firth?
No. The guy that was teaching Colin Firth how to speak.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who it is.
That actor. But anyway, he played Peter Sellers. It's worth checking out. I love historical pieces like that. Stuff that takes place in the 60s and all that stuff. But it was interesting.
Oh, Geoffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, Geoffrey Rush is Geoffrey Rush been around forever.
Yeah.
If you watch a lot of British movies or TV shows, he's everywhere. My God, he's everywhere. Yeah. The Millionaires and Sellers and Loren. Is that the name of the movie? The Millionaires.
Oh no. It was called The Life of Peter Sellers or something like that. Something to that effect. It came out in like 2004, but it was pretty interesting. There's a part with Sophia Loren in it, and yeah.
Now, I was on Comic Link earlier today, and to my surprise, they still kept a scan of the old X-Men that I had.
Oh wow!
Because
I bought 9.0.
Yeah, I won that X-Men one on Comic Link many years ago. Okay. And I was going through my history, and I'm like, holy cow, they kept that. That's like a decade ago.
Who wouldn't?
Over a decade ago. So, does anybody want to see what my X-Men 9.0 looked like? The one that I had? Let me show you.
I do.
I had the 8.5 too. I was able to see the 8.5 as well. How long has that
been out of your collection, though, Nick? Now?
I sold the 8.5 first. I sold it on Comic Link, I believe, in late 2009 or early 2010.
Okay.
I sold the 9.0 in 2010.
Okay.
But I think I have it. I saw the picture and I downloaded it right away because I'm just like, holy cow. Because a few people have asked me over the years, like, can you show me a picture of what you had? I'm just like, I don't have it. I sold it and I never scanned it. But luckily, I bought the 9.0 through Comic Link, and then I sold the 8.5 through Comic Link, so they saved both listings. That's how I was able to. Let me show you. Can I share my screen? Let me see. Oops, I'm not sure how to do this. Sorry. Share. This is share. How do I do this application? Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That is gorgeous.
There you go. Light green. I forgot it was light green. Okay, I couldn't even remember if people asked me it was light green or dark green. I'm just like, I don't remember. There you go. Let me zoom in. Can you see?
Yeah, that's nice. That is
Look
beautiful.
at that. Perfection centering. Look at that. Let me see if you can see the flaws. Okay. Look at that. Perfect centering. Look at the red blazing. The white is so white. I want to see if you can spot the flaw.
Maybe that little corner there, that bottom right corner.
Yes. Yeah. You can't really see with the scan because you know how Comic Link scan are kind of like not high resolution.
That thing is barely. I think it's like.
Yeah, but if you had the book in hand, you will see that there is a corner crease that go from Iceman's thigh to his hand.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it barely break color halfway through, but it's there. It's more visible in hand.
Okay.
Okay. But if you look at the rest of the book, my God, you see any spine tick? There's one right there by the cape right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see that now.
But that's it.
So why did it only have why does it have a 9 then?
Well, there is a few flaws on the back that you can't really see.
Oh, okay.
Just like light creases or corner creases that you can't really see. But
would it be pressable today, Vic? You said you bought this.
It was pressed already. I definitely checked and triple check because that corner right there, the one that had the crease in the front, you can definitely see that it was so pressed.
Okay.
It looked so flat right there, but yeah.
Okay.
Let me show you the 8.5.
Gorgeous book, Nick. Gorgeous book.
Yeah, that was the one. And I sold this copy first, the 8.5. Oh, label goodness. Okay, so let's see if I can switch over to that one. Let me see. How do I switch over to that one? Oh, gotta switch it back. Let me see. There we go. Here's the 8.5. Oh, label goodness. Another light green. There you go.
It's a nice looking book.
Yeah, this one has definitely more flaws.
Yeah,
sure.
the top left corner.
Yep, it's a lot of rubbing. But just look at how it's. Like I said, you know, I own this book for so long, and you know, I have always had pretty good eyes for picking out like good-looking book, I guess. So I
good centering too.
You know, yeah, perfect centering, bright red. It's just light green. There's no fading in the purple whatsoever. This one has no creases. Well, there's a couple of light corner creases. Let me see. I can blow it up so you can see. Here we go. Let's look at the spine. There's a little light rubbing there by the corner. Okay. It's tiny corner crease. Tiny. 1/8. Okay. No marble. Both copies have no marble chipping.
That's great.
Perfect centering as well. There you go. See right there is like an overhang crease. You know, like the typical Silver Age overhang crease. Okay. Now this book has it's definitely pressed as well.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at the book in hand, I remember sending the book to Comic Link to examine, and they told me it won't upgrade to a 9.0. You know, this big crease here, the crease is a lot bigger than what you see here because you know how like the white area you can't see. But if you look at the book in hand, you can see the crease go a little bit more over.
Oh, okay.
So it's just too much for it to be like a 9.0. You know what I mean? So I sent the book to Comic Link. They study it, and they tell me, even with a repress, whatever you want to do, it's not gonna bump the grade. So their advice was to keep it as is because the old label goodness will carry a premium anyway. So might as well leave it as is, and somebody will overbid.
That's a great book. It's just fantastic.
Well,
yeah, when getting an X-Men one, you know, you definitely want to make sure the red is not faded. and the white is as white as you possibly can get, because especially with that type of book, it takes away. I mean, there's some books that with a little bit of fading, it's no big deal, but with X-Men #1, after having a copy that had a lot of fading, it just hurts the eyes.
Yep. So that's my old copy. So now going forward, if anybody ever asks me like, what's your old copy look like?
There you go.
There they go. There's an 8.5 and 9.0,
Yeah, you want them?
At the time, sure. In hindsight, if I kept both copies, would they be worth twice as much? Absolutely. It's not, but I heard this question all the time.
It is what it is. You sell, no regrets.
If I didn't sell it, I wouldn't be owning the Action 1.
Yeah, you told me that you got rid of a lot of the high grade books to fund your golden age, which was obviously the Action 1 and others. Yeah,
it was
smart move.
It was a big move in 2010 to get all of that done, because I talked about this before. I liquidate that. I liquidate Tales Suspense 39, Hulk 1. Fantasy 15, 6.5. I liquidate a bunch. It's a huge war chest.
What was, I can imagine. What was your Hulk 1? What was the grade?
5.0.
Yeah. Okay.
It was the lowest grade Silver Age keys I ever owned at that point. I'm like, oh yeah, 5.0. Oh.
You must have been like, oh my god, why do I have this in my collection?
I did. I'm just like, 8.5 Tales Suspense 39, 8.5 X-Men 1, 5.0. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? What is this ugly, fucking looking thing? With marble chipping and all this nonsense. I'm just like, it's ugly.
Well, I liquidated a couple of books to get the AF-15. No regrets.
No
regrets.
I was telling Anthony, because I took Anthony to the vault a couple days ago. And he was looking at the books, and we talked about it. He's just like, why do you sell those things? I'm just like, Anthony, look at what you have in your hand.
Yeah.
That Batman 1 I bought with the money, that Batman 1 would probably be 6 figures today.
Yeah.
So is it
I enjoyed seeing that again, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, that Batman 1 was purchased for $13,000. A 1.5 right now would go for 90 or more.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I told Anthony, like, did I regret selling X-Men 1 for that? No
way.
Because the X-Men 1 have double or triple, but the Batman 1 has multiplied by 7 times. So in hindsight, it was not a bad trade-off whatsoever.
Well, I would rather, if not. Of course, for the financially speaking, but I would rather have Batman #1 over X-Men #1 any day.
And the thing for me was, it was not because I liked Batman more than X-Men. At the time in 2010, when I made the decision that, okay, I'm going to blow out my high-grade Silver Age keys, the decision was not because I didn't love my Silver Age Marvel keys. I want them still, but I'm just like, it's harder to get an Action 1 or Batman 1. So I can always replace the X-Men 1 later.
Yeah.
In lower grade. I already made up my mind at that point that I will go lower grade Silver Age keys. When I sold those books, I would never sell them if my mindset was, I cannot live owning a lower grade X-Men 1. Even if it was to raise money, because I was a firm believer. If I sell my X-Men 1 right now, 8.5 or 9.0, I will pay more later for that book. Okay, so I don't want to do that. So my goal was, okay, let's sell the X-Men 1, 8.5, 9.0, and then use the money to buy the hard-to-find Golden Age keys like Action 1 or Batman 1. But then go back and repurchase all these Silver Age Marvel keys in mid-grades or lower. And so that was the approach that I went through in my mind, because those were some of the first book I sold ever. It was not like, I decided like, oh, I have never sold anything. I'm gonna start selling books. No, I start to sell some of the biggest book I have.
Yeah.
So it was not easy. It was not an easy decision to make whatsoever. But I did it, and in hindsight, I'm glad I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
went back. I went back and I repurchased all those keys in lower grade. I mean, my Hulk is a 4. My Amazing Fantasy was 2.5. My X-Men was the one I show on the video. Did you see that book?
I did.
Yeah, so that's a nice book, and I forgot how nice that book was until I took it out of the vault. I'm just like, I have not seen you in over 2 years.
And you still look good.
Yeah, I'm like, I forgot how good you look.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dang, I need to take you home. I need to take you home for a couple of days.
Whoa.
A couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks.
No, but yeah, I had the same mentality when I sold a couple of books to get the AF-15. I said, well, if I sell this, can I get this book again, maybe at a slightly lower grade, or do I want this book again? Will I be okay if I get rid of this? And one of the books I got rid of, among many, was my Detective 400. I said, I don't need a 9.0, and I wound up getting an 8.0 not long after. I got rid of that X-Men #1 I had, the one because I said, I could always get the same grade, but probably a nicer looking one, and I did. And a couple others, I got rid of.
No, I
think nothing of it. I think nothing of it. I don't regret any of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough for me because I was just basically that was like the first time I sold anything.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of like, oh man, should I do this? Should I do this? But then I thought about it, I'm just like, even at that point, you're talking 2010-ish. I'm just like, just look on eBay. There's always like a dozen copy of X-Men.
Yeah. When you got the Action 1, like, did you have like some sort of, like you were saying, like, do I want to do this? And you wound up doing it. But then when you finally got the Action 1, how was it? Was your mind at ease afterwards? Were you like, this was good? This was a good idea? Or were you like, this is good, but...
No, I was completely at, it's 8:04, but I'm going overtime because I have no rush to do anything. If you need to go, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know as soon as you hear the banging on the door. Then you know, okay, I gotta go.
When I decided to go for the Action 1, I knew that I would likely have to buy an extremely low grade copy or a restore copy. Okay, it's not even like, oh, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna nowhere will buy a restore copy. I'm just like, no. I'm not going to spend $100,000 on a book. That's just crazy. Doesn't matter how much money I have. I'd rather use that money to buy a bunch of books than one book, because I wanted a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not hard for me to say, I'm okay. At that time, at that very point, was the first time that I said to myself, I'm okay with restoration. Before that, I was like, restoration is garbage. Can't deal with that. Same thing with like owning something mid-grade was no good. I want high grades only. So I went through evolution as a collector. I'm just like, okay, mid-grade, low grade, no problem. And then restoration, no problem. Except for trimming, can't deal with trimming. Right. But when it comes down to color touch, glue, piece added, or whatever it is, I'm like, I'm okay with many of that stuff. So I approach it in that way when I said to myself, I'm gonna buy something that is restore if it look good, if it's within the range. Before I bid on that book, I already had a set number that I'm willing to spend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I said to myself, okay, this is the amount I'm willing to spend on an Action 1. This is the amount I'm willing to spend on Batman 1. I have, because after I sold all those books, I have this big chunk of money.
Yeah.
And that chunk of money have about half a dozen books in there. So it's not like I'm gonna sell 6 Marvel Silver Age keys to replace it with one book. That was not the case. I'm like, I'm gonna sell these 6-7 books, and I like to add these 5 books in lower grades, you know. So I said everything was low grade. I'm like, I want a Batman 1 low grade, as long as it's complete. Doesn't matter if it's restoration. I want an Action 1, same thing, low grade. Don't matter if it's restoration. I want a Detective 31, low grade, restoration. Don't matter. So those were the 3 must-have in that list.
So I'm sorry to cut you off. So Detective 27 was not in the 5 that you were looking for?
Detective 27,
or wasn't financially possible?
Detective 27 was in the fold as well. That was in the top 5, okay? But it was a book that I also understand will be the least likely to achieve. Even though Detective 27 was cheaper than Action 1 up until that point, and if you go back to the history of Action 1 and Detective 27, there are much fewer copies of Tech 27.
Okay.
A lot less.
Okay.
So I just know that the odds of me seeing one in auction, whether it's Heritage or Comic Link or Comic Connect, is slim. Okay, so I'm just like, it's even less. It's tough to find Action 1, but it's tougher to get a Detective 27. So I knew that was the least likely book that I can land, and it played out to be true because every copy that was in my price range was incomplete. I have seen, I think over that period where I was heavily in the hunt for all those books, I think I saw 2 Detective 27, and both was incomplete. And I just couldn't deal with that.
No.
You know, I mean, I just had a conversation with RB3 today on incompletion. And I told him, I don't mind incomplete, but I can only deal with missing covers. I cannot deal with incomplete with like missing covers and 2 or 3 wraps. And some of the missing Detective 27 don't even have some of the Batman pages.
Oh, the hell with that.
So I'm just like, no, can't deal with that. I once saw an incomplete Action 1 that had only the action, the Superman page, and I almost bought that one because to me it's like, hey, it's incomplete, but all the Superman page is available. So I almost bought that one before I bought my copy because I thought that was an acceptable incomplete book because at least the key part is there. So yeah, it was a crazy time. It was a crazy year because after I saw all those books, I end up with the Tech 31. Let me think. What came first? I believe Batman 1 came first. Was it Batman 1 came first? They all came pretty quickly at the same year. So Action 1, Batman 1, and then Detective 31. I can tell you, I got Action 1 from Comic Connect. Not a surprise, right? Because they're the kingpin of Action 1.
Yeah.
I got Batman 1 from Comic Link. And I got Detective 31 from eBay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
your e-bucks, if they had it back then, must have soared.
But it was not. It was. I can tell you exactly what I paid for the Detective 31. It was $5,000.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean
that's great.
And the dealer was very accommodating because I bought it. It was disclosed restoration and all that stuff, and I said, can I asked him like, yes, it's color touch and tear seals and all that stuff, but is there trimming? And he said no. But he allowed me to bring the book to CGC to have them examined. This is before the company that does the restoration checking was bought out by CGC. So I did send the book to an expert to review the book to let me know that there is no trimming to that book. So I bought the Tech 31. I received it. I ship it out to an expert to examine the restoration to determine that there's no restoration. No, but to determine there's no trimming.
No trimming. Yeah.
And then I contacted the dealer and said, okay, it's all set. I'm okay. So I'm going to keep the book. So that's how it went down. But I paid $5,000 for that book.
That's great.
Now you can't even buy a copy like that anywhere near that price. So
nowhere. You not even close.
Did I overpay? Yes. Did I? I'm sure many people would look at me back in 2010 and thought I was crazy to buy that restore copy for $5,000. Anthony Lowney asked, Nick, you own a copy of Action 1? Yes, my friend. Yes, I do. I don't really show it. Hello.
Look who it is. It's your.
What's that?
That's the demon. No, you do not touch this. Talk. Yeah, it's your friend Nick. You think you think we keep him up in this room.
Yes, I am the monster up in the. I'm the monster up in the attic. Uncle Nick, the man that we kept prisoner in the attic.
He's doing this. He's doing like the X. This is the guy to do the X too, because he's had X-Men #1 many times. Good ones.
I'm debating if I should show you these pictures, but since I talk about it, okay, you're never gonna see me bring this book into YouTube or Instagram. But when Anthony was in the vault with me 2 days ago, he asked me to take this picture.
I'm looking forward to this.
He asked me to take this.
I'm looking forward to this.
Where is it? Oh, what did I do with the pictures?
James, come here. Take a look at this. James, come here. James, come here.
Where is it?
Sit with my lap. Sit with me. You always want to say Nick.
Yeah, I'm here, James.
Yeah, I mean, you do this all the time. You're always asking for him, and then you run away.
Well, I might. Where did it go? I'm going crazy because my wife, oh. Yeah.
Yes.
I had that.
You have what, James?
I had that.
This?
You have that?
He's pointing to a bunch of things up here. Everything in this room, of course, is his.
That.
You want this?
No, that.
This?
No, that.
That?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get it for you. You don't have the picture?
Let me ask my wife to send the picture again, okay? Because my wife took the picture on her phone. So I don't have it. My wife took the picture on her phone.
Yes.
So I will ask her. But John Valenzuela asked, how much did I spend on that Batman 11? John, I don't remember, but I bought that on the CGC forum back in 2008 or 2009. Whatever the GPA is for that book back then, I pay a little bit less. You know how the CGC forum is. People tend to give 5 or 10% discount. That's all I can remember. Let me be right back. Okay?
Yeah, that might break, James. Want to say hello to everybody? Say hi to everybody. Well, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm looking forward to seeing this picture.
Okay, I will end the chat after this show and tell.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Anthony, we did not make a video in the vault because, believe it or not, the bank that day was so busy. There were people ahead of us in the vault, and there were people behind of us waiting to get into the vault. So it was get in and get out quick. We didn't have time to chit chat in there. So I told my wife, let's not make any video nonsense. So Anthony said, "Mommy, can you take a picture for me? I need to flex." And Mommy's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I want to show my friends."
Oh.
I'm just like, just don't. So my friend, Okay, let's see if I can show you the picture that we took.
Oh, look at that, James. Look at that. That's Nick's son, Anthony. And with Action Comics #1. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that will be the only time that the Action Man will ever appear on YouTube.
Hey, it's great.
Yeah. So
It's
yep. So it was so back to your original question, Anthony. When I bought the book, there was no regrets. Okay. I did not say like, oh my God, I spent this much. It was, I'm one of those very methodical kind of thinker and analytical person. So I plan out, I analyze everything, and I'm just like, this is it. This is the best that my money can buy, and I will buy. And it's a restore copy, so it's not non-restore. I'm fine with it. It's complete. That's all it matters. So.
It looks like a very nice copy. I mean, it really does. I mean, like you said in your videos, and even in the chats, you say you have, you like to pick out nice-looking books, whether they're obviously high grade or even low grade. You always have a knack for picking.
It's
because there are some low grades that look like, not all low grades are made the same. Some low grades look really nice, and some look low.
That's the thing with low grades, okay, and even high grades, okay. When it comes down to grading, I told people all the time there are technical grades, and then there is appearing grade. You know what I mean? Like a book can have a technical grade of like, a 3.0, but it can look like garbage.
Yeah.
And a book can be a 1.5, and it can appear much nicer.
Yeah.
I don't mind a book that is technically a 1.5 but appear like a 2.5 or 3.0. Let me show you before we end the chat. For those that did not see my Batman one I took out.
Oh, let's see it again.
Yeah.
Are you? I'll show it to you, James, after the chat. All right, we're gonna be going pretty soon.
Mayo?
Yeah.
Mayo downstairs?
Yeah. But just wait for me, okay?
I took it out of the bag.
Oh, okay. So you are gonna make that video where we look at it.
Yeah, I was. But here is a book that is most likely a 1.5 at best. Okay. It is complete. The cover is 95%, 90% or not. I say 90% split.
Okay.
The bottom staple is barely hanging on to the cover, but it looked great for a 1.5. Okay, so let me show you. I have to be very gentle with this book.
Oh wow! Look at this, James. Look at that.
Look at the color.
It looks really nice. The colors are very rich.
Yeah, the spine split is. Okay. Check out the back cover. Let me show you the back cover. So, like I said, when I say Fugly book, some people get all offended. Oh, he's insulting low grade.
Yeah, who cares? That's very nice. Very nice. But you're not gonna cut that out, are you, and frame it in the back?
Yeah. So. So like I said, I don't mind low grade that look like this. 1.5, 2.0, 1.0, I don't care. Give me a 1.0 that look like this. I take it all day long. All day long. I don't need no high grade nonsense.
Yeah, that's a beautiful book.
Yeah, so it's but I have to be extremely careful with it because even when I flip through the page earlier today, I'm just like, damn, it's so fragile. I mean, I have the feeling that the cover will come off the staple. And in hindsight, well, my belief is even if the staple is off the cover, the book is still going to be a 1.5.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna change the grade.
Yeah, it's not, the book is not going to be a 1.0. It's not going to be a 2.0. It's not going to be a 1.8. Whether because right now the staple and the bottom part of the cover is like barely hanging on. I'm just like, the cover is about 85 to 90% split. And so I'm just like, it's not gonna, the fact that it's barely hanging on is not gonna say, like, the grade is not gonna say like, oh, that book is closer to a 2, it would still hang on to it. Or we will knock it down. Because if you go back and watch my grading tutorial 1.5, in that video, in that grading tutorial, you see many examples of Golden Age books that have cover completely split and in 1.5 slabs. So this book is a technical example, similar to many of those Golden Age keys that have completely split covers that are in 1.5 slabs.
Yeah, I had years ago. I had an old Batman Golden Age book. It was Batman 63, where the cover was practically almost completely split. It was like 1.8, old label CGC. So, yeah, I understand. No, you do not open that.
Yeah, for me, I'm so glad to get that book because, one of my biggest misstep was back in the early days of eBay, 1999, 2000. I had a chance to buy a mid-grade, like maybe a 4, Batman 1.
Oh, wow.
But back then I was a high-grade snob. Back then I'm just like, a VG Batman 1 and you want 5,000 for it? No, I can't do that. So yeah, I passed over a VG Batman 1 back then because, I passed over many things. I passed over an All-Star 8.
All-Star 8, I remember. It was what was it, a 3.0?
Yeah, 3.0. It has like a 4-inch cover tears. It was like a 3.0 and the price was like 3,000 or something ridiculous. I'm like, it's a 3.0 with a tear. I'm like, I don't want that.
I don't want that. Now trying to get a 3.0, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I've been, so trust me, I went through an evolution as a collector as far as what I want. So I understand. Okay, when I look at people that only like high grade keys, I don't mind. I understand. I was there. I've been in that shoes where I think anything below 8.5 is not good enough, even for Silver Age. I want my X-Men run to have nothing but 9.0. That 8.5 was not good enough. So I've been there, done that, and so I don't. I understand. I also understand people that don't mind low grade keys because I've been low grades anything. I've been in that shoes now. So I've been to the extreme opposite end. And I'm okay with both. I don't look down, look up at anything. To me, it's just because you like high grades only, there's nothing wrong with that. If you only like low grades, nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't disparage the people that spend money on the high grade, it's stupid. Oh, he's wasting money buying 9.0 when 2.5 looks just fine. It's his money.
That's right.
He can insult you just the same as saying you buy a 2.5 because you're poor. You know what I mean? So when I hear both sides talk trash to the other side, I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why? What's the point of talking trash about the opposite side of you? Okay, because that's the thing.
I don't get it. No, I don't get it.
I don't get the people. I don't get people that get mad at me for saying I don't like buy ugly books. It's like we all have our preferences, and I just don't get why people need to be concerned with somebody else's preferences. Just be happy that not everybody want the same thing you want, because then you won't have a chance to fight over those books. If there's more people wanting what you collect, the way you collect, you'll be fighting harder to get those books.
That's right.
So be thankful that there are people across the spectrum that are willing to buy different things that you don't want. That's fine. Be happy that they don't fight for the same book.
I
Anyhow, it's 8:26 already. It's been over an hour and a half almost.
I like
Anyhow, thank you everybody. Thank you for joining us. I didn't expect a big turnout tonight because it's the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and I'm not sure I will be around this Sunday. Not sure if I have nothing to do, then I will have a Sunday chat. Otherwise, see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, it was good chat, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Happy New Year if I don't hear from you.
Happy New Year.
Be safe. Yes. Don't drink and drive. I will be hosting.
Don't drink and bid on eBay.
Yes, drinking and bidding is like the most dangerous thing. Almost not as bad as drinking and driving, but drinking and drunk bidding on eBay is like disaster. Anyhow, bye.
Take care, everyone.